Alright, part 2, class trial, let's go.
I'm Monami, and my heart is throbbing like crazy right now. To think that the person who killed the wonderful Mahiru Koizumi is in this room. Impossible! Impossible! That's so impossible! There's no way I can believe that! Ugh, I can't do anything! How annoying! But I'm just gonna believe in everyone. That's the least I can do. Everyone do your best. Don't lose to yourselves. And don't forget to save regularly.
Well, now that we've decided to believe Hyoko, now what?
If the killer was luring Hyoko into a trap, then something that was used there might be a clue.
Do you mean the letter?
No, it was probably the gummy.
Huh? Candy can be a clue?
Hey, when you woke up, was the gummy already there?
Now that you mention it, I feel like it wasn't.
But it's such a tiny thing, I feel like you don't really pay attention to it, but...
Just as I thought.
Just as you thought?
If the killer planted evidence while Hyoko was there, she would have thrown it away if she found it.
Ah, so you're saying the killer came back to the scene of the crime and then planted it probably during the investigation, after we found the body already. I think that's what Chiaki is getting at.
Which means the gummy was placed inside the closet after Hyoko fled from the beach house?
Or she came back again, the person came back, or was hiding. There are several possibilities here. The killer could have either, placed that gummy during the investigation after we found the body, but that would kind of be tampering with it, right? Although there's no specific rule against tampering with evidence, as far as I know and remember. So that could be a possibility. Another possibility could be that the killer just came back here again into the beach house after Hyoko fled, and before we found the body. But that means they have to get inside again and then get outside again, all on their own through the window, which we assume is the entry point for the killer, right? The entry and exit point, because they don't want to leave footprints. So that has to be it. It could be that as well. He left, the person left and then came back and then left again. But that's 3 times you have to climb through the window, or maybe even 4 times. 3 times for sure. You have to climb through that high freaking window. That's many times. Unless that person has figured out a specific way of doing it without anyone's help, then yeah. That's the second possibility. And then after that, they placed the gummy bear and then left again. Or the third possibility is that they were hiding in the shower room, and once they heard Hyoko run away, then they just placed the gummy, and then they came out of the shower room, bathroom, and then placed the gummy, basically. Yeah. I don't know. my train of thought, like, I feel like I'm doing quite bad as well. I'm actually not feeling that well, but I gotta finish this no matter what, because I feel like if I stop in between or in a half or something, it's gonna be really bad as well. So it's probably gonna be even worse. So I'll tough it out. We can do this.
The killer returned to the scene of the crime? After I left?
They wouldn't have to do something that troublesome as long as they hid somewhere within the beach house.
That's impossible! There's nowhere to hide! I even glanced inside the shower room as I was running away, but there was nobody there!
Really? That's strange though. She sees Mahiru's body. Wouldn't your first reaction just be to be shocked? I mean, that's what she said, right? She was shocked, she was running away crying. Why did she, like, don't you just beeline get the hell out of there if you're that shocked? Why did she bother checking in the shower room? That's a strange thing. I feel like I personally wouldn't do that. If I saw a dead body, like, holy shit, and then, get so overcome by shock, I would just straight up run the hell out of there, which it seems like she kind of did, but she said she glanced inside the shower room. The shower room is definitely closed, so it's weird to, like, you see the body, like, ah, and then you peek inside the shower room and somebody there, like, ah, and then you run away again. What?
Then, does that mean the killer came back?
I wonder. At any rate, the solution to that problem is connected to what really happened. That's what I think.
For sure. I want to play a new game. Is that what you're thinking? If so, we've prepared the perfect product for you. Uh-oh. You will dive into your own brain and logically discern the mysterious answer from several questions. It's called the Logic Dive. Ooh. During the Logic Dive, you will control a version of yourself created from an image within your brain. During your task is to reach the goal, the final destination of the Synapse course. You can move sideways with the mouse and accelerate with the control key. Okay. Press the right mouse button to brake and left to jump. There will be various obstacles you will encounter as you progress through the course. So make sure you're familiar with its controls before you can reach the goal. On your journey, you will take damage every time you fall into a gap or bump into walls. Also, upon reaching a certain point, there will be branching questions in the course. The answers split into different paths, so please proceed down the path of the answer you think is correct. Branching questions will appear several times in one course. Please be careful. Oh god, so we gotta dodge obstacles while at the same time answering questions? This sounds like a lot to do, but we haven't tried it yet. I highly recommend that you make good use of the brake. That's my meddlesome advice to you. If you press the escape during, you can review the controls. I really need to review it again, I forgot. Well then, good luck and have fun. She's right. This might be a very important problem. If the killer tampered with the evidence after Hiyoko ran away from the beach house, when did the killer arrive and depart from the beach house? If I just focus and think about it, I'm sure I'll be able to find the answer. Alright, I'm going to do it. I'm going to dive deep into my logical brain. Let's go. Alright, logic dive. How exactly is this gonna go? Wait! Alright, so we got accelerate, right mouse button was brake, or left jump, right is brake, accelerate. Right. It's brake, this is left mouse, right. Hell yeah, this is actually pretty dang cool. Oh, to the left! Do I have to keep pressing? Yeah, I have to keep holding the acceleration. Question 1. When did the killer arrive? After, before? When did the killer arrive at the beach house? That was before, I think. I'm pretty sure it's before, so we gotta go this. This is pretty... It seems like we're surfing or something. And surfing is a sport that I feel like I'll never be able to do in real life, so it's kind of awesome to do it inside of a game, I guess. Question 2. Fuck. When did the killer leave the beach house? Before or after? Oh my god. When did after, because otherwise I couldn't have planted the evidence before Hiyoko left, so definitely after. It's gotta be after. This is actually a very innovative thing. Hell yeah, I feel like freaking Tony Hawk, baby! Can I do like a 360? Question 3. Where was the killer hiding while Hiyoko was unconscious? Beach house, the beach. It has to be the beach house though, right? But where's another... No, it has to be the beach house. Otherwise there would be footprints. Otherwise there would be footprints or a person... No, if it hit on the beach then there would be footprints for sure. So I think it's the beach house. It has to be a beach house. Alright, 360 baby. Let's go. What were the dive results? When did the killer arrive at the beach house? Before Hiyoko arrived. When did the killer leave the beach house? After Hiyoko left. Where was the killer hiding while Hiyoko was unconscious at the beach house? So that's the one that we've arrived at. That seems to make the most sense to me, for sure. The killer became there before, and it was just... She basically saw everything unfold with Hiyoko, and was waiting for her to see the body and leave, and that's when the killer then decides to plant even more evidence that seems to point towards Hiyoko being the murderer. But then what other place in a beach house would they be
It's all
hiding
coming
at?
together!
It's not the shower room.
Do you think the killer might have been hiding?
You spent all that time thinking just to say something so pointless. How disappointing. Didn't I just say there was nowhere to hide? Do I have to explain it in another language so you can understand?
Her personality got a hell of a lot more forceful once she stopped being a suspect.
No, there should have been a place for them to hide. A place you didn't look, Hiyoko.
What place? There's only two places that you can enter. Either the closet itself or the shower room. And if it isn't in the shower, I mean, it could. Would the killer actually be so ballsy to hide in the closet together with Hiyoko being unconscious? Whoa, that would be such a risky thing, though.
What are you saying? Stop being annoying or I'm gonna make Akane bop you on the head and shut you up for good!
I really don't want that to happen to me. No bopping on the head. I need to answer by any means. The place where the killer was hiding, the place where Hiyoko hasn't looked. I mean, there's only two places, right? It's either the closet or this. If she said it wasn't this, okay. But that's the weird thing, like, okay. So once again, imagine the scenario of Hiyoko. She was unconscious in the closet, right? She runs out, she sees the body of Mahiru. Then I would be immediately like scream like ah, and then run the hell out and just leave the footprints behind and leave. That seems the most natural course, right? But she saw the body like ah, and then she still walked away over here, meaning she must have stepped over the blood though, or all the way around like this. Looked inside, saw no one there, and then ran away. Cause when we saw her run away, both the Kazuichi and me, she looked really upset, right? So she definitely didn't look calm when she ran away. So how can you be calm in that situation to still check out the shower room and walk around to avoid the blood? Because otherwise there'd be blood footprints. Fuck! Time's up! No! God damn it! Okay, I shouldn't have talked too much. God damn it! There's a time limit, you know. Even F-Zero's running out. Okay. I shouldn't have thought so much. God damn it. Let's do this again. Okay. Then the other possible place is the closet, though. I actually have 1 minute. Did I really seriously waste another entire minute by talking about that? But I just felt like that needed to be said. But the place she wouldn't look is the closet itself, right? She wakes up there and it's like, why the fuck am I here? And she tries to get out.
Killer was probably hiding in the closet.
But that's such a ballsy thing to do. Because where do you even hide in that closet? You either like hide all the way in the back and then hope and pray Hiyoko doesn't turn around and check behind her.
The closet? That's where I was locked up!
After you woke up, you said you rushed out of there, right? Then you probably didn't look inside the closet very carefully.
But could two people even hide in such a small place? And without Hiyoko knowing?
That's why the killer made sure to arrange a hiding place.
Hiding place? If the killer made sure to arrange a hiding place in advance, I can only think of one place. That's right. The place where the killer was hiding inside the closet was... Spot selection again. What was the one, the strange thing? This surfboard cover, right? Or something, case? But that would mean it's a small person. How could you even hide in there? A surfboard is pretty huge. That's true, you could hide in there. I mean, there's no other place really yet. This is the only possible way. I don't think you can hide underneath there. That place is too low. You don't fit underneath there. So I think this.
Here!
That'll be the only possible.
What about the surfboard case in the closet? I'm pretty sure they could have hidden in there.
It looks, in the picture though, it looks deceptively small.
Huh? Inside the surfboard case?
But I guess it's big enough to hide most of the people here. Like, Nekomaru definitely wouldn't fit in there, but... most of us would probably fit in there.
But the shelf it was on, it was pretty messy, don't you think? 2 surfboards were stacked on the top shelf. And there were surfboards that weren't even in a case. The killer probably did that on purpose to secure a hiding place. Because we haven't been on this island that long, so the closet shouldn't have been that messy, I think.
True. It's supposed to look very, very neat, I imagine.
Then, the killer was close to me during that time?
Yeah, because the closet is supposed to look like nobody. I mean, you know, if the island 2 was just unlocked, you would look at everything like everything is just brand new, right? But the closet looked like it's been very messy, like people have used it multiple times, which is kind of impossible, considering the amount of time that we had access to the place. Yeah.
Yeah, they were
Holy
quietly
crap.
holding their breath and hiding very close to you.
That is so ballsy. And that's gotta be nerve-wracking too. Like, you're literally laying there inside the surfboard case, hoping for your plan to work out.
It's kind of like in for a penny, in for a pound, so to speak.
Don't you mean it's always darkest under the lighthouse?
I shouldn't say things I don't understand, like, so to speak.
Anyway, the killer hid silently, and after making sure Hiyoko left, they finally left the surfboard case.
I agree with that as well.
Seriously, nobody asked what you think.
Yeah, you tell him, Akane.
There's no way the killer would leave Hiyoko by herself if they were trying to frame her.
That's true. You gotta make sure, you know, even if you put up the perfect plan to frame a person, there can I think it's impossible to try and think of every single possible scenario as to how Hiyoko would react, and your plan would still work correctly. So I feel like if you try and frame a person, you have to keep an eye on that person to see if everything goes according to your plan. Because the moment one thing doesn't go according to your plan, the whole framing that person, you know, everything that you set into place is then pretty much gonna fail. So you have to keep an eye on her almost if you're framing a person.
If Hiyoko was left alone and ruined the evidence the killer had planted, it would have messed up their plan. Instead, it makes more sense to think that the killer was hiding in the beach house, watching Hiyoko.
True.
Saying whatever you want, even if we didn't ask. All right, if you don't want to friggin' get punched, just stand still and let me punch ya! Oh, you shut up. Then, grit your teeth.
That's the thing about Nagito, right? As much as I hate his way of doing things, his approach to this entire everything here, he is actually useful in the class trials, which is kind of, you know, a weird thing as well, considering he's trying to make things difficult for us, but he's also guiding the conversation. He's guiding our progress in some occasions, most of the time, not always though. But sometimes he is guiding our progress, like, yeah, you gotta look, guys, you gotta look at this. Oh, look at this, you know? But doesn't that mean that he's directly interfering with the so-called absolute hope that he wants to see? He's kind of interfering with that, I feel.
Sorry, Akane. It's not like that. Hey, Monokuma. Can I ask you about something that seems strange to me?
I believe Prince Shotoku was from the future. A man from the future is always directing the flow of history.
I'll listen to your story about men from the future some other time. As I recall, the body discovery announcement is made when 3 or more people discover a body, right?
Ah, so you're trying to, 3 or more people discover a body at this. It doesn't have to be at the same time though, right? So I think what Nagito is trying to say with this is whether it's possible. Because remember the thing about the window? Like, you know, it's so high up that the only way we manage to, when we try to replicate a person trying to climb out of the window, is they need a piggyback ride. So you need 2 people for that. But if those 2 people discovered the body as well, like they were working together to try and frame Hiyoko, that would mean that those 2 people plus Hiyoko discovered the body, indicating 3 people discovered the body, and then the body discovery announcement would go off. So Nagito is basically trying to say that it was only 1 person.
Is the killer also included? Among those 3 or more people?
think. Oh, actually, I actually already thought that would be the case.
Yeah, that's true, but, well, something like that is basically what it's supposed to be.
Why is he so vague about this? Normally when it comes to rules, he's very strict. Like, yes, no. I feel like he doesn't pussyfoot around, you know? That's a saying, right? I'm pretty sure that's a saying.
You don't sound very articulate.
Yeah. Huh. So that means it's an iffy situation. That means... Huh.
Jeez! You're pretty annoying for noticing something like that!
Because he doesn't quite know how to handle the situation, I guess.
I know it sounds like an excuse, but the body discovery announcement isn't supposed to be used for deduction.
Deduction?
It's intended to create a fair trial. It's supposed to let everyone know a body has been found.
So you're saying it's unfortunate that I used it for deduction? I understand your excuse, but depending on who actually found the body, it's possible that your 3 or more people rule could be deadly.
Well, as long as I keep things ambiguous, I can respond to situations with some flexibility.
Flexibility, huh? So what about this time? Is it 3 people including the killer or not?
Yeah, that's an important thing.
Jeez, fine! You want me to say it? It doesn't include the killer this time, okay? All done.
Which means 3 people other than the killer discovered Mahiru's body.
So... we need to check who was with us when we first discovered the body. When did it go off? 3 people other than the killer. So the first one is Hiyoko, second one Kazuichi, third one myself, Hajime, right? I think that's how it went down. Hiyoko is the first one, she ran out. Kazuichi then went to get something, I don't quite remember what. But he went to the beach house, we heard him scream, we went after him, I believe. Or we went after him for some other reason. And we were the third person, and after that the body discovery played out. I think that's how it went. So the killer spotted it as well, but it doesn't include it this time at least.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing. I just thought it was somewhat strange.
Or not.
More importantly, let's get back to our original topic.
Or am I forgetting about someone? Who came in after us? This is what I can't quite remember. When exactly did the body announcement thingy play out? Because that's really important. You know, after which person discovered the body the last, when did the body discovery announcement play out? Because that's the tipping point, right? That's when that person sees the body and then the discovery plays out, that means that person is the third person to discover the body and is not the killer. Huh. Oh, this sucks. If I had actually correctly remembered when the body discovery played out, then you could have kind of guessed who it possibly could be, or at least narrow it down quite a bit.
You're the one who went on a tangent!
No, this is very important.
We were just saying the killer was hiding in the surfboard case, right?
And after Hiyoko ran away, the killer got to enjoy the simple life of destroying evidence.
However, before we proceed any further, there's something we have to make clear. The killer blocked the roadside door with Mahiru's body before Hiyoko ran away. But what about the blood?
Now that you mention it, that mystery hasn't been solved yet.
It's going to be alright. If you guys have come this far, I'm sure you can discover that answer too. Now, let's start the argument, shall we?
Yeah. We have to soak one here up because we got the instructions for it. Shower room.
What did the killer do with the blood on their body?
Maybe they simply washed it off.
They couldn't use the shower, right?
Yeah.
So washing it off would have been impossible.
Well...
They didn't have to use the shower.
Oh, what about the wetsuits in the closet?
Oh,
Maybe
God.
they wore one when they moved the body.
Oh, I know who it is. Fuck.
If they use something other than the shower,
What did they do with the bloody wetsuit?
Other than the shower. Oh no, remember Pickle
They cut it up and floosh.
She swam.
As someone who flushes their shit every morning, I can declare it would definitely clog the toilet.
Is it really her?
maybe it's the other, perhaps someone other. Maybe they were able to wash it off.
I feel like this has gotta be it.
What
Other
did the
than
killer do?
shower.
Maybe they simply.
They couldn't use the so washing it off would have been impossible.
No, that's wrong!
Oh, is it really Pickle-Yama?
If they just needed to wash off the blood, they didn't necessarily have to use the shower.
You can use the beach, or the ocean rather.
They could have just as easily used something else.
Something other than the shower. Like what?
Any other place that has water? Something other than the shower that was used to wash the body or wash the blood. It's possible it was a squall, what? The sea? Drinks inside the refrigerator? The sea. I would think it's the sea though. The drinks inside the refrigerator? Sad. But, for it to be the sea though, you would have to walk, leaving footprints. I mean, this would explain, like, this is one thing that hasn't come up yet, the drinks inside the refrigerator. I guess that could be possible. The drain has to be working inside the shower, right? Or the shower room. Huh.
I see!
Drinks inside the refrigerator. Couldn't the killer have used those to wash off the blood?
That's a very smart. Because I feel like, normally I would think it's the sea, but once again, you'd have to leave footprints behind. And there's no other explanation, I think, why the drinks would have, so many drinks would have been used without us actually using the beach house before, right? I think we went there once before as sort of a group. How can so many of those drinks actually be used? It had to have been only to wash off the blood then. Huh.
I've seen through it. In theory, but that's impossible.
Oh, really, Pickle?
Why?
But now I'm not necessarily suspecting her though, because she said she was swimming. Huh.
Try to remember the refrigerator carefully, and then you will understand that there's no possible way the drinks in the refrigerator were used.
Footprints, middle bed, trash can. I mean, if it has to do something with the drinks, I guess the trash can, shower room could be possible too. Footprints, no, but it was specifically about the drinks, she said, right? Something that specifically with the drinks is the trash can.
It's true there were drinks in the beach house refrigerator. However, try one bottle it wouldn't be enough to wash off the blood.
I can't back down!
Come on! Bam! I beat her in a fucking sword
We can't
fight!
assume they used just one drink. They could have used a bunch of them to wash it off.
Didn't I say it was impossible? There were only flavored drinks with colored. If you use those to wash, the blood won't come off and your body will leave an aromatic, especially if you use that alone would raise suspicion.
Could it be? That first allegation was intended to lead to this outcome. But I should have evidence to use against her argument now.
Didn't I say it was impossible? There were no water bottles in the refrigerator.
Is that true though?
Allow me to cut through those words! No, there were water bottles inside the refrigerator.
How many times do I have to tell you? There were no water bottles in there whatsoever.
That was after the incident, right? But before the incident, there were water bottles in the fridge.
Yeah, they were just used up.
And the killer took all of those water bottles and used them to wash the blood off their body.
So you're saying the water bottles were gone? Because they were all used? That's a logical fallacy.
It's not a fallacy. There should have been evidence inside the trash can. Evidence like a lot of thrown away plastic water bottles. Isn't that right, Chiaki?
Ah, you're right. These bottles look like they may have been filled with water.
I mean, look, there's a freaking mountain on it. Usually it's like mountain and springs and all that stuff on water bottles, right?
Well, now that you mention it...
When I went to the beach house a few days ago, I feel like I drank one of those plastic water bottles.
Huh? You should have said so sooner.
Then, the plastic water bottles were used in place of the shower.
Dousing your body with lots of water bottles is such a simple and easy to understand explanation.
And Pikoyama was the only one that's... She said she was swimming. And she came back wet into the diner. Huh. Okay, now I'm suspicious again of her. Fuck. Hold on a sec. Now that I think about it, if they soaked their entire body with a bunch of plastic water bottles, if they did that, that person would be...
It seems you've realized who the killer is.
I guess?
See? Just as I thought.
Pikoyama?
Hold on. You know who the killer is?
Is that true?
Let me ask, who might that be?
If the killer used plastic water bottles to wash off the blood that splattered onto them, that killer, my hero's killer, must be that person. Oh, it's gotta be her. Where is she? Pikoyama. She did look wet when she came inside the diner in her swimsuit, saying she swam.
You're the only one! Peko. Is it you?
Hey! What are you being quiet for? They're accusing you of being the killer!
Then I should ask you this. Why do you believe I'm the killer?
I remember when we were all meeting up to go to the beach. Your appearance when you came to the diner.
Wet as hell, baby. Look at that. Hajime and Kazuichi, why are you two here? Hey! Aren't you breathing pretty heavily? I just did a little swimming.
If the killer really did wash the blood off with water bottles, they'd have to drench their entire body. But there were no towels in the beach house, and it would have taken a while for the water to fully air dry. So you said you went swimming so you'd have a cover story.
Don't just stay silent! Say something!
I'm giving up on you.
Hold on, you bastard! You saw her at the diner! You never saw her near the beach house, right?
Yeah?
So maybe she really was swimming!
Why is he protecting her, though?
No one even saw her swimming. No. I saw her.
You did?
Huh?
You creepy fuck.
After I ran into you bastards at the diner, I crossed paths with her on my way home.
I feel like he's protecting her, but why?
So there's no doubt. She would have arrived at the diner from the opposite direction of the beach house.
Hold on. That's strange. Didn't you just say this earlier?
Something doesn't seem right. It's just a coincidence that I passed by the diner and didn't even pay attention to the beach house. Yeah. I went straight back to the hotel after Sayo guys. I didn't see anyone during that time. Lies once again.
You told me you didn't see anyone. Don't try to tell me you forgot about that.
See, why is he protecting her? Unless you lied about it in the first place.
Not so fast! It's too soon to decide she's a killer! We haven't established how the killer was able to leave the beach house!
Oh, window, that's for sure.
Now that you mention it, you're right.
The roadside door was blocked. And if it's impossible to leave from the beachside without leaving footprints, then how the fuck did the killer escape?
The window for sure. I know what they, like, through which they escaped. It's the window. But I don't know how exactly. That's the hardest part to figure out, I feel.
Why are you all fired up, Fuyuhiko?
You're not the suspect. Peko is.
Yeah, this is weird. Why is he so...
Who cares about that? Answer me! If you have an explanation, then show me what you got!
We might have an answer.
Oh, we do.
Huh?
Right, Akane?
Do you really? This mystery seems unsolvable.
Nothing is unsolvable.
Well, if Peko is the killer, then I might just have an answer to that mystery.
I see. Then let's hear this alleged method of escaping the beach house.
First, let's establish how the killer escaped.
Alright, Shaki, me and you, we can do this. The killer's escape route. I might know what it is. In fact, the only possible thing I can think of is that opening. Small window in the shower room, closet door. Yeah, definitely this one.
I see!
If the roadside and beachside doors aren't an option, the only other thing I can think of is... well, nothing really. Except that small window in the shower room.
But how could you possibly reach that unless you jump off that tiny little faucet table there? You know, use one leg or both your legs to kick off of the wall on where the toilet is, and then somehow try and reach the window. It's possible if you're good at what's that French sort of sports? Fuck! I almost had it. I almost had the word. Something with tr, something with a T. Parkour. That's what it is. Nothing with a T at all. Parkour. If you're good at parkour, you should be able to do that. You know, jump from the table, kick off of the wall, and then, you know, hold on to the window.
Huh. Don't you know how high that window is? There's no way Peko could have reached it.
There are ways. I can't think of any at the moment, but there must be. There's no... How else could the killer escape? Unless there's a secret passageway which we don't know about, but that seems even more unlikely.
But what if, for instance, she got help from someone?
I doubt that.
She might have reached it by riding someone's shoulders, but then that person would have been left behind.
Yeah.
Is it possible an object was used? A rope, for instance?
But that object had to have been left behind then.
And what happened to the rope after they used it? And don't say something stupid like they threw it outside.
Of course not! That would violate the school trip rule!
Littering is not allowed. Let us coexist with its island's bountiful nature and mutual prosperity.
Littering is prohibited. Even if it might be evidence, rules are still rules.
You see? There's no way they'd be able to escape from that window.
I wouldn't say no way.
No, they just have to use an object.
Chiaki, don't fall asleep on us! We just said they couldn't use an object!
They could use an object, but an object that that person carries around with them at all times, making it less suspicious. So if it is Peko, she always carries that bag of sword.
I thought you were
with a
saying
sword,
they couldn't
right?
dispose of an object.
I see. You don't have to throw it away if you can just hide it somewhere on your body.
Huh? Pekka was wearing a swimsuit, remember? Where would she even hide an object? And if you say she hid it in her special place, I'll stab you in yours!
Wow.
No! Please don't be violent.
No stabbing in violent special places. Even if the killer used an object to escape the window, they wouldn't have been able to get rid of it. Well, that's the thing, then they didn't get rid of it. It's an item that they always, or an object that they always carry around with them. So, the only thing I can think of is that the killer must have hid it somewhere. If that's the case, focus and think. The object the killer used to escape out of the window. What is it? Aw, Hangman's Gavin, I have no fucking clue whatsoever. What did the killer use? B. It starts with a B. Come on, give me a freaking R! bamboo sword. There we go.
I got
it! Pull that off though. Fuck.
Peko, you carry that bamboo sword on your back at all times, right? If I recall correctly, you had it then too.
Yeah, that's weird. To come in with a swimsuit, like she was completely naked, right? Well, not completely naked, but she was wearing a swimsuit. But she said she went swimming, yet she still had her bag of bamboo swords with her. Yeah, that's really weird indeed.
Despite the fact that you had a swimsuit on, you were still wearing your bamboo sword.
What?
Are you saying she used that bamboo sword to escape through the window?
How though? Like a pole vault? Or...
Yeah. Peko used that bamboo sword as a step stool and escaped out the window.
But it's really thin and not necessarily fragile, but...
Sword as a step stool? You see? I knew it! I knew it was a ninja! Didn't I tell ya? A ninja could have climbed that easily!
I guess you're kinda right, Akane.
Ninjas know a climbing trick where they lean their sword against a wall and use the handguard as a step stool.
Oh, really? I had no idea about that, but that seems possible.
Wow! Just like a Japanese ninja!
Miss Sonia, ninjas only exist in Japan.
Well, it is a bamboo sword, but I'm sure a slender girl like Peko could easily use it to climb.
Well, Peko, do you have anything to say?
Hold on a sec, you bastard! You're saying she used her sword as a step stool and went out the fucking window? Then what about the sword?
That's true.
It would have been left in the shower room and she wouldn't have been able to recover it, dumbass!
That's the thing that I struggle with as well.
Fuyuhiko, why do you even care?
But he is so passionate about this that, you know, it's not Peko. Like he's the one that actually wanted to, or he, because it ties in with his sister's killer somehow, right? That he doesn't think it's Peko. Like there's definitely a reason behind why he's so passionate and intent on it not being Peko.
Shut up! Just shut the fuck
won't
up
answer
and
it, of
answer me!
course.
If you have an answer, then fucking give it to me! If she used the bamboo sword as a step stool, it would have been left behind!
Yeah, I was thinking you can jump off of it and then catch it with your... I don't freaking know. That doesn't make sense, but... Fuyuhiko... Why? Why are you... It's because of the game.
Got proof, you bastard? I'll sell your fucking organs! If she used the bamboo sword as a step stool, it would have been—
This is the end! If she used her bamboo sword as a step stool, she could have recovered it with her sword bag.
She can tie it,
When she leaned her sword against the wall to use as a step stool, she tied her sword bag to it. And after she climbed up to the window, as long as she hauled the bag up toward her,
Dang, girl.
she would have been able to recover her bamboo sword.
Clever girl.
I see. Not just the bamboo sword, but even the sword bag too. She used them both to escape. Akane said she's like a ninja, but it's nothing as silly as that. Simply put, only Peko could have performed this feat. An escape plan befitting of the ultimate swordswoman. Even so, how disappointing. If you'd only let me work with you, it would have been an even greater plan.
Not a greater plan. You would have just put more like dead trails. Try to, you know, put us on the wrong direction.
No! You just back off!
True, Peko?
Is it true? Did you really kill Mahiru?
Hold on! You're just making assumptions!
How is it an assumption if we just proved it right?
You don't have any proof. I won't accept this unless there's proof!
the fuck don't you understand about proof?
Got it, you bastard!
She's being quiet too.
It's fine.
Huh?
I said it's fine. Saying anything more would just be an exercise in futility.
Is she admitting though, right? Huh. She admitted it just now, right? It kinda sounds like it. She admitted she's my hero's killer, right? But is this right? Even though Fuyuhiko was the one arguing with us, Hiko just admitted it so freely.
Among flowers, the cherry blossom. Among men, the samurai. I commend your decisiveness, at least. Very well. If you admit it, this ends now. Let's cast our votes.
Let's not go so quickly.
Agreed. Hurry up and vote.
Oh my god.
Hold on. Let me confirm one thing first.
Can it wait until after the voting?
Why does she want to get this over with?
This is important, and it relates to the voting. It's about Pekko's motive.
Yeah, it has to somehow tie in with the game though, right?
My motive?
Why did she want to kill?
In the end, you had no connection to the events depicted in Twilight Syndrome murder case, right?
Uh-huh.
Then, why did you kill Mahiru?
Unless she's like a girl X that wasn't even mentioned in the story, and then she's like, God damn it, I wasn't mentioned in the story, I'll get my revenge. But actually, that's not the case.
So it's about that. Let's see. If I must answer that question, I must say it was for the sake of justice.
Justice? Oh, is she sparkling justice? Huh?
Justice?
Oh, she's sparkling justice.
In order to protect the justice of this world.
Oh, she's getting a creepy smile on her face. Oh, and Sonia's about to fangirl all over her. Huh?
I do not sully my hands to satisfy personal grudges. There is only one reason I kill.
Justice.
For the sake of protecting justice.
What are you saying?
Oh, look, Sonia's about to get hot and heavy over this.
Justice is what makes humans human. It's a virtue that human beings should be proud of.
So that's why she doesn't mind dying over this, because she died protecting her justice, or the justice that she believes in.
Justice is the eternal sun, and the enduring moon, the protective father, and the smiling mother. Hello! Earth to Pekko! If justice ever disappeared from this world, the world would immediately freeze, and people's smiles would vanish. I will not allow that!
It's fine, just stop it!
Justice must always be there to guide us, to shine bright above our heads.
I'm telling you to stop it!
Why?
So I must fight. I must continue to fight to protect justice.
She's definitely sparkling justice.
This is... Could she be?
Yep. Alright, Sonia, let's go.
As the light of justice shines upon my mask, I expose the hearts of malevolent evil.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Justice complete!
What the fuck? That looks so weird. That looks so unfitting of Peko Pikoyama.
The center of justice that is pierced by justice. The lead star of justice that shines in the night sky.
Oh my god.
That would be me. Sparkling justice!
This is so cheesy. Sparkling justice.
Now then, let's execute justice!
I never would have thought that she was sparkling justice. This is from the beginning at least.
What? What the fuck?
Yeah.
Pekko, what are you doing?
I am sparkling justice. In the name of sparkling, shining justice, I have come to deliver justice.
You already delivered it, right?
What's going on? What's this?
too.
Pecco finally snapped!
No, this is her true identity.
Everyone, please be careful!
Uh-oh, and Sonia's gonna be upset about this, because he's such a huge fangirl, Sparkling Justice.
Sparkling Justice is a serial killer who claims to be an ally of justice.
What?
Clad in her various hero masks, she is a serial killer who exclusively targets other criminals.
But weren't you fangirling and admiring her before? And now you're like, everyone be careful. Like, yeah, she's a serial killer, but she only kills specific people. So, kind of like Genocide Jack did in a sense. So if you don't meet that criteria, you know you're safe.
She is supposed to be... But... Huh?
An ally of justice? So that's why you're wearing a mask!
This mask is the dividing line. Just like various idols, the sun is revered because it lies just beyond your grasp. Justice should also be the same.
I don't get it, but this is becoming really crazy.
What? What the heck is this? Peiko is the killer? Why? Why is it turning out like this?
This is turning out to be a surprising turn of events.
Yeah.
Hey.
Nope, still boring for Monokuma.
Hey! Now's not the time for you to be sleeping.
Again.
Take a look. It's a killer.
Why does he still not find this interesting? Did something not go according to plan?
This again?
Huh? Sleep talking?
Why is he not interested in this?
So what's your answer to my previous question? Why did you kill Mahiru?
This world must always be bathed in the light of justice. I must not allow even one shadow.
Is it because she conspired with the other person to kill... Well, yeah, sort of, right? Because she helped cover up the murder.
Evil must be eliminated immediately. No matter what, I must not overlook evil.
Yeah, okay, enough with the chanting and everything.
Evil? Are you saying Mahiru is...
If you knew about that incident, then you must have played the game.
Yeah,
Am I right?
She can't have known it from her memory. So she played the game, she saw what happened, and then she saw like, oh no! Injustice happened! I need to serve my justice, and that's why she killed Mahiru, I guess?
And because of that, I was able to find the killer's accomplice hiding on this island like a sewer rat.
Yeah, because Mahiru was an accomplice.
Then, the reason you killed Mahiru was...
To protect justice, of course.
Oh my god.
In order to protect justice, I have become its merciless sword. And executed justice.
Holy crap! She's such a stereotypical psychopath!
She's so gross!
Pecco, is this your true identity?
My true identity? I have already forgotten who I am.
Pekoyama does not exist. There is only Sparkling Justice!
It just shows my determination. My determination to protect by throwing away what's most important. I'm willing to become anybody to shower this world with justice!
Wow. Who knew this was hiding underneath the surface of her, right?
Oh! I can't stand this anymore! Let's just end this farce already!
End it? He's right. We need to end this already. The killer, in the end, there's no mistake that it was Peiko all along.
Let's go over this incident one more time and then let's end this.
Stock one. footprints. Dropped. Hyoko arrives. Hyoko is still sleeping. Mikan arrives at the beach house. What? Right. On the morning of the incident, Mahiro met Hyoko, but that's not any of those. In order to lure, that's the two letters were fake. First one to arrive at the beach house was Hyoko. That's this one. So she first lured Hyoko, knocked her out. Well, you know, not knocked her out, but with the medicine, drugged her. Then Mahiro arrived half an hour later. She killed her, hit her with the bat. She died, dragged her body there. Yeah. The sparkling justice. What did the killer leave next to the body? The mask. Now we're in time to watch the blood. It's the water. Where should I hide? That was the surfboard thing. First one to find the body was Hyoko. Hyoko's still sleeping. Where should I hide? That Hyoko left a big piece of evidence. This one. Footprints. After Hyoko ran away in the closet, that's when the candy was dropped. Bam, alright. Stock 2. Stock 2, let's see. Let's start at the beginning again. In the morning on the incident, Mahiro met none of those. The letters, 2 forged letters, this one for sure. Then we got, this one is completed. The next one to arrive at the beach house was Mahiro. That's neither one of those. First one to find the body was her, but wait. Did I scroll that far ahead? That's already that one, so this one is wrong for sure. The next one to arrive was Mahiro. What did the killer leave next to the body? That was the enemy mask. So then, time to wash it off. This one? Yeah, the plastic water bottles for sure. Where should I hide? The killer went inside the surfboard case. Blam, stock 3. Give it to me. What did the killer leave? This one for sure. The one to arrive. My hero arrives. Right, which one out of these? Oh, my hero met Yoko? Yoko wakes up, however. Sleep. I guess she wakes up here? Yes. Last stock, let's go. Final one. It seems Hyoko made a promise with someone. What's that promise all about? Just talking. Could it be this one? I'm not entirely sure. Which one are still missing? The one at the end. She climbed out. To retrieve, it must do. To retrieve the bamboo sword. Tie it. Okay, that's the one for sure. So this one is still missing on the first page, and where else? Only the first page? And is it this one? Made a promise? Okay.
Here's everything that happened in this case.
I think that matches.
The incident began this morning, when Mahiru spoke to Hyoko. Mahiru most likely played Twilight Syndrome murder case, the video game provided to us as the motive. She probably wanted to discuss it with someone else who also appeared in the game as a character. Hyoko accepted Mahiru's invitation, and they promised to have a more detailed conversation about it later. However, someone else overheard their exchange. The killer. The killer eavesdropped on their conversation and used their promise to devise a specific murder plan. By preparing a specific item, they planned to manipulate the two's actions. That item was the letters. They sent fake letters to both Mahiru and Hyoko. The letter Mahiru received told her to come to the beach house at 2:30 p.m.
Yeah, that's true. She must have overheard them. Otherwise, you can't know of this plan of them talking to each other. So, and that's all according to her plan as well. You know, have Hiyoko arrived half an hour before so she can put everything into place with her for her plan of framing Hiyoko. And then Mahiro comes half an hour, she kills her, then she hides, wait for Hiyoko to wake up. Yeah, okay, perfect.
And the letter Hiyoko received told her to come to the beach house at exactly 2 p.m. By providing different times, the killer was able to lure them to the beach house separately. Hiyoko totally trusted that letter, showed up at the beach house at 2 p.m., just like it said, and was drugged into unconsciousness by the killer lying in wait. After putting Hiyoko to sleep, the killer immediately hid her inside the closet, so they could frame her as the killer later. At 2:30 p.m., Mahiru arrived at the beach house. She was completely unaware that she had been targeted for murder. Approaching her from behind, the killer struck the defenseless Mahiru with a specific weapon, the metal bat that was left at the scene of the crime.
But why? Why did that's the thing that still is really vague about me. Like, what connection does Pickle yeah, besides the justice thing, why did she feel the need to use the metal bat and make it look very similar to the Twilight Syndrome murder case?
The bat was brought down onto the back of Mahiru's head, and with that, she took her last breath. According to Mikan's autopsy, Mahiru died instantly, so she probably never knew who killed her. With that, the killer achieved their goal of killing Mahiru and began to tamper with the crime scene. They dragged Mahiru's body so that it blocked the door leading to the road. Also, the mask found at the scene of the crime was something the killer personally left. I'm not really sure why. My guess is it's something similar to a calling card. That's how the crime scene we discovered was created.
She just couldn't resist herself to leave that thing, right? If she didn't leave that thing, not to say that it wouldn't have, we probably would have come to the same answer, but still, that's just her thing when she was in the real world too, right? She was just always, this was a murder done by justice, for justice, by sparkling justice, so she left behind her. Kind of like how, just a specific way of killing, letting know that this is the killer that did this act, you know?
However, by moving Mahiru's body, the killer got blood splatter on them. Plus, the shower room had no water because it was out of order, so they couldn't wash it off. But the killer expected something like that to happen. Instead of the shower, the killer used something else to wash the blood off their body. They used plastic water bottles that were inside the beach house refrigerator. We can assume they carried the bottles to the shower room before the sequence of events had happened. In place of showering, they washed the blood off their body with water bottles instead. However, they had no choice but to dispose of the empty bottles in the beach house's trash can.
Yeah, because you can't litter according to the rules.
Littering is against the rules, and it would have taken too much time to throw them away somewhere else. After the killer washed off the blood, they hid in a specific spot inside the closet Hiyoko was in.
Well, that's weird though. That's a significant time she was inside that surfboard case. Wouldn't it kind of be long enough for the water to dry off? I don't know.
The killer hid inside the surfboard case that they had already emptied beforehand. After some time had passed, the sleeping drug used on Hiyoko wore off, and she woke up. I can imagine how badly Hiyoko must have panicked when she came out of the closet. I mean, she made plans to see Mahiru, who lay dead right in front of her. From the shock and panic of being considered a murder suspect,
She checked the bathroom first though, shower room.
Hiyoko fled from the beach house. Because of that, she left footprints in the sand. Everything was a trap set by the killer to frame her. After Hiyoko left, the killer finally came out of the surfboard case. and placed a gummy that they brought with them to shift our suspicion toward Hiyoko. Ironically, placing that gummy is what helped clear our suspicion toward Hiyoko.
Yeah, should have been more thorough.
Finally, the killer began preparing to escape from the beach house. They couldn't risk leaving their footprints in the sand, so they escaped the beach house using a different route. The small window in the shower room. However, that window is rather high up and can't be reached easily, which is why the killer used the bamboo sword they always carry with them. The killer took the bamboo sword out of its bag, tied the bag to the sword's handle, and used the sword as a step stool to reach the small window while holding the sword bag in their hand.
But this is something she must have checked out beforehand, definitely. Because you can't just rely on the fact, I'll escape to that later, and then it turns out, oh no, the windows are barred. They're actually, because it was something specific, like it looks really closed, but when you actually reach that high, she must have tried this out or something as well. Like when you reach that high, and you actually feel like, oh no, it's actually kind of loose at the bottom, like it just flips open. But I'm pretty sure she went
As long as they're able to
thoroughly.
reach the window, all they had to do was pull the bag to retrieve the sword. And so the killer left the beach house and appeared before us as if nothing had happened.
But the thing about that is, for me, that's kind of weird, is the fact that she came in here wet. Remember, she looked like she just went to swim. So either she must not have waited very long inside the surfboard case, or... Because I feel like if you wait for a long time inside there, it's a tropical island in a sense, right? Water dries pretty quickly, even if you are inside. If you are inside of a small area like that, even your skin will touch the case, right? It will... I don't think the water stays on your body for that long, but I don't know.
But their wet hair and swimsuit didn't dry right away. There also weren't any towels at the beach house.
Yeah, true, I guess. If her hair was completely wet, it definitely takes quite a while to dry, along with the swimsuit. That's true. But I just the thing I was talking about was mainly, you saw in the picture at least, you saw like drops on her body. Those should definitely be dry at least, unless it kind of dropped down from her hair again.
So when the killer met up with us, they said they had been swimming for a while as an
Nitpicking.
excuse. So how about it? This is the truth behind the incident you caused. Isn't that right, Peko Pekoyama?
Sparkling justice.
I see. And what of it?
What do you mean, what of it?
She's like totally cool with it.
Yeah.
I haven't done anything to be ashamed of.
What are you saying? You killed Mahiru!
Wrong! I punished evil in the name of justice.
You still killed her.
That's no reason to condemn me.
Whatever. Let's hurry up and vote so we can freaking kill this weird, crazy bitch.
There's no way you can kill me.
What?
Justice can never be killed. You should all know that as well.
Why she gotta be crazy?
What are you saying?
To protect what's most important to you, you must be prepared to throw away something equally important. Understand?
I don't get it. I don't get it at all.
Then I shall be direct. Justice must carry on. In order to keep justice, to keep me alive, you all must give up your lives.
Wow. She's asking that of us? Alright guys, I it's okay. I work for justice, okay? Justice needs to keep on living. Justice cannot die, so indirectly I cannot die either. And because of the rules, either I live or all of you die, so you know, justice is more important than all of you, so you know, I gotta live, you all sacrifice yourselves for me and justice right now. That's what she's asking of us. Holy shit.
Are you serious?
It's not serious. It's justice!
Yeah.
If I fall here, who will combat the evils of this world?
But justice doesn't only... You're not the only person that, you know, brings justice to the world. There are multiple people working for justice.
Now, follow your hearts of justice that reside within you all, and save my life to protect justice!
What?
Hurry, and carry on justice!
Give me a break! Who's gonna die for you?
If we let Peko go, we're all gonna get killed!
For the sake of grand justice, a few sacrifices are unavoidable. A
Few?
sacrifices? That's... Don't worry. The justice that you give your life to protect will never go to waste.
I can't stand her anymore! Let's vote already and execute her!
However, before we do that...
Oh, Sonia, please don't.
Monokuma, the vote! Hurry up and let us vote already!
I'm awake!
Oh, thank God.
Ah, he finally woke up.
You missed everything, dude.
I've heard your story! Well, I wasn't listening, but who cares?
What do you mean, who cares?
Now then, please pull the lever in front of you and cast your vote! Who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? Such heart-pounding excitement!
Well, let's vote. It's Peko Pekoyama. That is for sure. Why she gotta be crazy though? Alright.
Pardon me, can we please have a little more time?
Oh, Sonia, I knew she was gonna do something. What?
Pardon me. Can we have a little bit more time? Please let us continue our discussion.
Really? We already voted.
Continue our discussion? But isn't the voting over?
Yes, but I cannot help but feel strange. Something about this is definitely strange.
I mean, if anyone knows, then it would be Sonia, if it's about sparkling justice, I guess. Huh?
Strange? What do you mean? There's no doubt that Peko is the killer.
Uh-huh.
That is true. However...
As a serial killer enthusiast, you're wondering if Peko is really sparkling justice, am I right?
She's just pretending to be sparkling justice.
Hey, Miss Sonia isn't a serial killer enthusiast. She just has a little more passion about them than most.
Yeah, that's called an enthusiast, dude.
That makes her an enthusiast!
Exactly, Ibuki. High five.
Honestly, it felt strange to me too. I mean, there's a distinct difference between what we know about sparkling justice and Peko, right?
Distinct difference?
You know, Sonia describes sparkling justice like this.
Justice complete! The center of justice that is pierced by justice! The lead star of justice that shines in the night sky! That would be me! Sparkling justice!
She said me. Did I skip that last time? Did I not get that? She said me, sparkling justice. I thought she just said it in a third person. Like, you know, chanting word for word as sparkling justice herself would do. You know, kind of like you would sing the song. If in the song it says the word me, you say the word me, but you don't directly mean yourself. But is Sonia actually saying that it is herself? That she is sparkling justice, actually? What the heck was that? That is sparkling justice's catchphrase. An unknown serial killer has a catchphrase? Why does she not know that that's true? I read it in a magazine in a library. There has only ever been one person, a journalist, who has interviewed Sparkling Justice. The article was written in her native language, so I tried translate. Oh, native language. Huh. I see. So that's what it was, native language? I think I've got the difference between serial killer and Peko. Hide nest special ability. It's gotta be nationality then. I forgot what nationality Sonia is from.
I see!
But it's definitely different.
That's right. According to what Sonia said,
The article was written in their native language, so I tried to translate it.
Native language.
if she had it translated, that means it wasn't written in English, right?
Huh? Yes, the magazine I read was written in Spanish.
Spanish? Espanol?
So, Sparkling Justice's catchphrase was no doubt written in Spanish as well. Which means the journalist and Sparkling Justice are both...
Spanish.
From Spain?
What?!
Did Koyama really fake the fact that she was Sparkling Justice, or is she actually from Spain? All this time, I completely misunderstood. When I first heard about those serial killers, Genocide Jack and Sparkling Justice, I just assumed both serial killers were from the same country. But that wasn't the case. If so...
Peko, you're not Sparkling Justice. There's no way that's possible.
Or, if you insist that you're Sparkling Justice, can you try saying that catchphrase in Spanish?
Hola. Si, Sparkling Justito.
Would you be able to do that?
Nope.
It appears that the time has come for this mask to come off.
What the fuck?
However, that's perfectly fine. It's no longer necessary. And even if you find out now, it's too late for you all to do anything about it.
Because we voted for her already. What the fuck is gonna happen? So is she not the killer? Did she trick all of us?
My duty has already been finished.
What the fuck just happened?
My duty as a tool
A tool?
has already been completed in full.
A tool?
Uh-huh? Looks like she's back to normal?
That mask has fulfilled its purpose, just as I have.
So her purpose was to make us believe that she was Sparkling Justice / the killer, but in actuality she is not.
What do you mean? Fulfilled its purpose? Too late? What are you getting at?
Then her purpose was to get whoever is the real Blackened to get that person to escape. Who is it then?
Now that you've already cast your votes, is what it means.
Huh?
Hey, be clearer! We're asking you what your purpose was!
I have no purpose. I am just a mere tool.
Tool? What do you mean?
She called herself a tool, which means someone else used her then?
Uh-huh.
Of course. A tool cannot do anything on its own.
I see. I finally understand. Well, I did have a sneaking suspicion all along.
What do you mean?
I mean, besides Peko and Hiyoko, someone else was also at the beach house.
Someone else?
There is proof that establishes that fact. Try to remember it.
The proof that there was one more person at the scene of the crime. The body discovery announcement? Footprints? No. No. This is the only one. How exact? That's true. This didn't exactly... This was mentioned very... I feel like there's still vagueness around the body discovery announcement and when it exactly triggered, and because was really important the fact that it wasn't because of the killer wasn't included within the 3 people that discovered the body for it to trigger the body announcement discovery.
I see!
Are you talking about the body discovery announcement?
Yep, that's right. I mean, didn't Monokuma say so earlier?
It didn't include the killer. So what about this time? Is the 3 people included the killer or not? He said, geez, fine. You want me to say it doesn't include the killer this time, okay? All done. It doesn't include the killer.
That announcement is made when at least 3 people discover a body. And in this particular case, the killer, Peko, is not one of those 3. If that's the case, it would mean only Hiyoko and Kazuichi discovered the body, but...
I see. That leaves us 1 person short.
Did we go over there? Okay, this is the important thing. I guess how it then went down is... Okay. So the only reason we went to the beach house in the first place was because of the body discovery announcement. So we weren't the 3rd person to discover the body. So I remember that completely wrong. That's partly because I don't remember exactly when the body discovery announcement triggered. But I think then what happened is the body discovery triggered, we ran over to the beach house. Right? Is that what happened? That means, so the first person to discover the body is Hiyoko, second was Kazuichi, then he screamed, but Kazuichi had to have been the 3rd person then, because that's when, after that is when the body discovery announcement played, meaning the other person is Peko Yama, because she apparently, you know, she framed, what do you call it? She framed Hiyoko? But that makes that 3 people, right? If the body discovery announcement triggered after Kazuichi, that means Kazuichi is the 3rd person, meaning there's another person between Hiyoko and Kazuichi, which must have been Peko Yama, and since the murderer isn't included, Peko Yama counts with those 3 people, meaning those are the 3 people that triggered it. So Peko Yama is actually not the freaking killer. What the fuck?
So that means there was 1 more person in the beach house!
Plus, the fact that Monokuma tried to hide that truth from us by being flexible with his own rules.
Yeah. Because normally he's very direct. He's like, yes, no, but now he was very willing to, you know, to bend it a little bit.
That's such a vital clue that it could alter the outcome of the trial. Like an accomplice, for example.
So people were working together.
No, that's not it.
You're protecting someone, that's for sure, because you are the tool.
Huh? Am I wrong?
Yes, from your basic way of thinking about it, you are wrong. Didn't I tell you? I'm just a tool. That means I'm just a simple tool to be used by that person.
Yeah, okay, you're not working... If you're working together, it's usually like you're treated as equals, but because she's a tool, she's below that person in a sense. That's what she's trying to differentiate between. Huh?
Therefore, that person would have the strongest motive out of anybody else here, right?
Strongest motive. That goes back to Fuyuhiko then. And that goes back, then it makes sense why Fuyuhiko was so... Like, he was so angry that that it was being pointed that the suspect was Pekoyama. But he gave no clear reason or explanation behind it. He just shut the fuck up, just prove it to me, blah blah blah. Really
You're the only one!
It is. I mean...
Is it Fuyuhiko?
Is it really the obvious person?
I see. Now I finally see the connection. The connection between the motive and the incident.
It was really that simple all along. I mean, Fuyuhiko definitely makes the most sense, right? If you think that the motive and the incident really tie in with each other, which they have to. Otherwise Monokuma wouldn't say it. Otherwise, a lot of these other things wouldn't have happened, definitely. And why would Fuyuhiko otherwise send that threatening letter to, or the envelope with the threatening note to Mahiru?
But even if it's the motive, it's just a game, right? There's no reason to believe it's even true.
No, he just said it was established a long time ago. It was non-fiction.
Would you call a game like that a strong motive?
No. The events that occurred in the game should have definitely occurred in real life. There's overwhelming proof of that too. The ending prize, the pictures, right? Pictures, ending prize. Entrance hall photo. This is just one of many though. Yeah. I think it's better to select the ending prize because it's inside the ending prize are all these 4 photos. Yeah, so this one definitely.
I can prove it with this! I didn't think it was necessary to confirm it if it didn't have anything to do with Mahiru's murder, but... there's no doubt that game is based on actual events. That much is clear if you saw the ending prize. The photos awarded for beating the game are not actual in-game screenshots.
They're real-life pictures.
They're all actual photos, with the surrounding scenery cropped out. You knew all along, Fuyuhiko, didn't you?
I mean, that's why he was the first one to beat it, I guess.
You knew whether or not the first victim in the game was actually your little sister, right?
But how?
Because whoever beat the game first received the ending prize.
Alright, because... how fucking stupid am I to say how? If he beat the game first and saw the picture and then actually sees a picture of his sister dead, of course that's when he's like, oh shit. Of course, holy crap. And then we saw him with the envelope, saying, hey, what's inside? Shut up, blah blah blah, and that's where of course he reacts angry because of that. Yeah.
It was the envelope, right?
Fuck!
The person who received the ending prize. It was you, wasn't it?
But doesn't that mean we're all dead now?
If you were shown a photograph of your sister's dead body, you'd have no choice but to believe it. Even so, you wanted to deny the truth. That's why you sent those photos to Mahiru to confirm it.
Hey! Why are we talking about Fuyuhiko? Who cares? 'Cause Peko is the killer, right? But we already voted!
Fuck. So either what must have happened is... Fuyuhiko is also in the beach house, or Fuyuhiko is actually the killer. The thing is, like, you know, he could be... Peko Pekoyama said she was a tool, but we don't know exactly what entail. Like, did she do everything, including the killing? Because that's the important thing, right? The person who deals the blow, who actually kills the person, is the blackened. Even if the other person sets everything into place, frames Hiyoko and everything, that has nothing to do with the actual killing of the person. That does not make you the blackened. So, to what extent was Peko Pekoyama used as a tool? Actually the killing as well, or not? Because if Fuyuhiko killed Mahiru, then we all voted wrong and we're fucked. But if that's not the case and Peko Pekoyama actually did deal the killing blow with the metal bat in order of Fuyuhiko, I'm pretty sure the blackened would still be Peko Pekoyama.
That's why I told you. You're all too late. As I said before, I exist as nothing more than a tool. I had no motive for killing Mahiru. No reason to kill. Not even the will to kill. I was simply used as a tool. As long as I am a tool, I cannot defy my orders.
Oh god.
Hey! What's going on? Can anyone give me a simpler explanation?
It means I'm not the killer. The true killer, who used me as their weapon to kill Mahiru Koizumi, was Fuyuhiko Kuzuryu.
Who used me as their weapon.
What?
What the hell?!
Fuck.
I see. That's what you were aiming for all along.
So what they're trying to do here is, by saying that, oh, the murder weapon is actually, the murder weapon is Peko Pekoyama. That's why she wants to look at herself as a tool. Because if she looks at herself as a tool and not a human, or, you know, not a person, then she is technically not the person that killed him, but then it's Fuyuhiko, because... Okay, so let's look at it this way, right? Because this is kind of a weird thing to say. But... I think how they're trying to get away with this, I'm not sure if it's gonna work though, but I think how they want to get away with this is that they want to say that Fuyuhiko is actually the real killer, even though he did not deal the killing blow. But by saying that Peiko Peikoyama is a tool, therefore the tool is used as a murder weapon, right? And because she was ordered by Fuyuhiko apparently to kill Mahiru, therefore she is... Yeah, like she is, because she's viewed as a tool, she is indirectly the murder weapon, therefore a murder weapon can't be the murderer, right? Because it's a tool. A tool can't be a murderer. So that's how they're planning to get away with it, by just viewing like, okay, my Peiko Peikoyama is not a person, she's a tool. So indirectly, because the murder weapon, a tool, is used by a person, that person is then indirectly the killer. So like, that's the same thing as like, for example, the bat, right? If I hold the bat to kill someone, the bat is the murder weapon, the bat is the tool, but I am the killer because I'm controlling or ordering the bat to kill that person, sort of, right? It's kind of a weird comparison, but it's I guess that's how they're kind of viewing at it as such. But does that even work? Can you get away with it like that? That sounds like a weird way of bending the rules, and I don't think it's gonna work.
No. I have no aim. But my young master does.
Master?
My young master planned this from the start.
Fuyuhiko is your master?
Young master?
That is the truth of this case. I'm sure you realize it by now, but it's too late. You cannot undo the vote.
I think they fucked up. It would no way would we all die here. I think they fucked up by saying, nope, you don't count as a tool, Peiko Peikoyama, so unfortunately you are the killer, dead.
That's a problem. If Peko's allegation holds up, that means our vote was incorrect.
In that case, the person who gets to live is...
Just... me?
That's what you wanted, why are you so surprised?
That's nuts! No matter how you look at it, that's completely insane!
They can't get away with this.
How would Peko be a tool in the first place? Peko is a legitimate human being!
Yeah.
That's not for you to decide. It's for Monokuma.
So you're leaving this all in the hands of Monokuma, whether, you know, whether they actually found like a loophole in the rules or not? To decide whether you can get away with this or not, whether your plan succeeds. That is so fucked up. What? Why would you have your plan decide put it in Monokuma's hands? Like, is this good enough of a loophole that we actually, you know, bend your rules enough that it still fits in the rules, but we did manage to get away with it? No. Monokuma's not gonna take this.
The votes have been cast. All we can do now is wait and see what Monokuma decides.
What the hell?
Yeah, Peiko Peikoyama's definitely... she's gonna die. He's not getting away with it.
I'm in a bind. And what a bind it is. I guess for now, let's take a quick recess. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Fuck, again?